The U.S. Supreme Court will consider whether or not to overturn Idaho's near-complete abortion ban today, what both sides said in the courtroom.
And the sun is shining through this thin layer of clouds today, and while we have a warm day ahead, tracking a cool down and some rain later in the week.
And Boeing's annual earnings are in, what the numbers are saying after an alarming incident earlier this year. Hi everyone, it is good to see you. Welcome to KREM News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we begin with this. Coming in new, a baby rescued after an Amber Alert and multi-state manhunt for his father, accused of murder near the Tri-Cities. So again, a lot to this story. Richmond police just updated information in the case. This started after two women were shot and killed in West Richland Monday afternoon. The search for their killer lasted nearly 24 hours, and it ended in a pursuit along I-5 near Eugene, Oregon. Today, there is relief that the child is okay, but West Richland is mourning the loss of two victims. Elias Huizar killed his wife, Amber Rodriguez, according to authorities. She worked as a paraeducator at William Wiley Elementary. Huizar shot her outside the school Monday afternoon, just as students were getting released from class for the day. Later on Monday, police searched his home and found the second victim, Angelica Santos. 17-year-old Santos is the mother of baby Roman, the child she had with Huizar. Today, investigators are working to learn exactly how this all unfolded. New records showing now Huizar worked inside Washington schools for a decade. Court documents say he met the 17-year-old victim he's accused of killing when he was a school resource officer. Again, taking a look at Huizar, worked for the Yakima Police as an SRO between 2013 and 2022. Now, near the end of that time, prosecutors say he impregnated the teenager that he had met years earlier at a middle school. He resigned in 2022 after some sort of disciplinary action at the department, and then worked as a substitute teacher in the Richland School District. Now, school officials say that they checked references and his background, and that they checked it out with the FBI and the State Patrol, and that those background checks came back clean. He last worked with the district back in June.
We are extremely disheartened that information about his past was not disclosed to us through the various processes we have in place to vet RSD candidates for employment.
All right, so in February, the teen that Huizar impregnated told police that he got her and a 16-year-old friend drunk, and then she said he raped her friend. Also, his ex-wife filed a domestic violence protection order around that same time, but then on Monday, when Huizar was due in court, police say he shot his ex-wife again at the school where she worked at. Police found the 17-year-old dead again inside his home, and that's when they found the 1-year-old child missing. So if you or someone you know is experiencing domestic violence and need help, you can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline 24 hours a day. That number, again, is on your screen, 1-800-799-SAFE. All calls are confidential. You can also go to the same website online, that is thehotline.org. All right. It is 12:03 right now. We're going to take a break from the news of the day, talk about the weather of the day with Thomas Patrick.
Yeah, good afternoon, Laura. As we're out here from the Outdoor Weather Center, a beautiful day ongoing as our temperatures have already hit that 60-degree mark. And yeah, it is plenty sunny, but there are lots of clouds all around us. So the official observation might go down as mostly cloudy or overcast, but it's all thin cloud coverage, about 20,000 to 25,000 feet above our heads. That are these high-level cirrostratus clouds, as they are now attached to this cold front, which is very weak, might be trying to sprinkle, but with the clouds that high, a lot of that is probably not even hitting the ground, just the Doppler radar finding a bit of moisture high up in the sky. But there we go, 63, one of the warmer spots right now in Spokane, and plenty of low 60s. And yes, the sun is getting through that cloud layer. If anything, the clouds just kind of trim off a degree or two off the top of our high temperatures. So while yesterday was closer to 70, today we go about 65 to 66. And yes, the observation might officially go down as mostly cloudy, but really the sunshine is going to cut through that for the rest of the day. As we look ahead at the weekend, it'll be a little bit cooler and there will be some shower chances both Saturday and Sunday. So coming up, we'll detail those rain chances for these next 4 to 5 days overall, all coming up in a few minutes.
Taking a look at Northwest News right now, we are waiting on information about a pastor who was found dead late last night. Our news partners at the Coeur d'Alene Press are reporting that Gene Jacobs was found dead in a mountainous area south of Pinehurst. Jacobs was the lead pastor at Real Life Ministries Silver Valley. He went missing early yesterday morning. His cause of death has not yet been released, and certainly as we continue to track this story, we'll let you know when we find out more information. And the state of Idaho is defending its pro-life stance at the U.S. Supreme Court. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones has the very latest.
Yeah, this morning oral arguments took place for nearly 2 hours inside of the U.S. Supreme Court. Right now, the court is considering whether or not a federal Medical Treatment Act overrules the state's abortion ban. Idaho is one of 14 states that has banned abortion at all stages of pregnancy. The Biden administration argues hospitals must be allowed to terminate pregnancies in rare emergencies, like if a patient's life is at risk regardless of state laws. But Idaho says the definition of emergency is too broad and that their law is fully consistent with federal law, stating Idaho's law protects the lives of women and their unborn children, preventing doctors from performing abortions unless necessary to save the life of a mother or in cases of rape or incest. Throughout the oral arguments, there are both supporters and protesters of the state's abortion ban outside of the court.
Abortion is never the answer. Abortion is not health care.
Arguments for the day came to a close around 9 a.m. this morning, and the court is expected to have a rule on this matter by the end of June. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Brandon T. Jones.
$355 million. That's how much Boeing lost in its first quarterly earnings report. Now, in January, Boeing plane had a door plug blowout, which certainly led to the subsequent grounding of its 737 MAX 9 jets. That is actually less than expected, the losses. Anyway, the company's commercial airplane unit revenue dropped 31%. A labor complaint reveals allegations that Boeing retaliated against 2 of its engineers. The 2 employees at the time were working on behalf of the FAA to provide manufacturing oversight. The employees raised concerns about engineering work on Boeing's 777 and 787 aircraft. Boeing initially pushed back against redoing the work before agreeing to do it. Now, a union representing Boeing engineers has filed a complaint alleging that the company retaliated against them in their performance reviews. Boeing said it investigating the incident, but its report could only be shared with the FAA.